So let's roll some dice in anger. This is Shadow of the Dragon Queen, Campaign 2, Session 10, entitled Kalaman. Can you guess where we're going to go today? I'm Dave, the Dungeon Master. The players are, to my immediate right, is Lewis, who's playing Theron.
Full time.
Bottom right is Craig, who's playing Edda.
All right.
Bottom left is Jake, who's playing Hal. Last but not least is Josh, who's playing Micah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we finished last session with Bogler burning. You've managed to, in fact, the enormity of what you've achieved hasn't sunk in yet. It still very much feels as if you've had to run. Well, I'm just trying to tell you what your characters feel. I would assume that it feels as if you've had to run. It's a massive failure, with Becklin being her throat ripped out in front of you on the docks as Vogler burns as you are sailing down Vingard River. We finished last session. This is art from the book, by the way. I like to show the art from the book wherever I can. So we finished last session with you basically floating away. Darrett's with you, Reese is with you. You're the last boat to leave the wharf. You had the message from Becklin and the box that Becklin asked you to keep safe. What are you all doing as you're floating down the Vingard River?
Reflecting.
Yeah, I think Micah would kind of be sat there pretty quiet, keeping half an eye on Al, but also kind of letting him have his space. But yeah, at the same time, Micah would probably be pretty shaken up having just seen kind of Becklin getting his throat ripped out, as you put it.
How big's the boat or ship that we're on?
Why? What have you got planned? What would you like?
I'm just curious. Are we in like a bit like a small little land boat thing, or are we in like a bit of a tugboat that has like a kitchen in it? You know, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. If we say, well, it's going to be a fishing vessel, so there will be sort of a galley. There'll be somewhere that you can, let's say like a small family fishing boat. So it's used to 2 people that go out to sea for a significant amount of time. So, I mean, it's kind of cramped, but there is going to be somewhere where you can cook, for example.
Well, I suppose that's what Theron's doing. He's probably just in the galley. He's just being all quiet, which is quite abnormal for him.
Okay.
I think Hal's going to be sat kind of, because he'd walked from the end where he'd seen kind of everything progress with Becklin, and then he'd walked down to kind of the opposite end of the boat. Has now sat himself down with kind of his helm in his lap, and then he's got this kind of note that he has read that's kind of now like almost like scrunched up in his hand, and he's just going to be kind of like pondering, cleaning his sword as well.
Okay.
I'd
So I think
Edda's reading the room a little bit, kind of fidgety, bouncy, but like looking around and seeing that everybody else is pretty down and kind of fighting all the urges that I guess a Kender would have. Yeah, respecting the moment, but like inside is just, oh, come on, fidgety.
Okay. Nice.
Looking for what's not down.
Well, I think it'd probably be Darrett that breaks the peace then, as he's just sat watching the Vogler disappear into the distance, and everything you know about Darrett is this is his world. This Becklin and Vogler were his world. But you would perhaps we'll say it's we'll say it's Theron who spots. As you're going about your business, sort of in the galley, preparing, doing whatever you do, you'll notice that his shoulders slump, Darrett's shoulders slump, and then he'll take a big breath in, put his hands on his knees as he was sort of sat down, and he'll stand, turn around, and he'll turn back to you all, and he'll say, "Right, that's it then. War. This is war." So, are we together?
Oh, that's a statement.
I don't see any means to work this out peacefully. I think when they're so willing just to wanton acts of violence as they did in front of us to anger us, to provoke us, I don't see how we could just stand aside and let that happen without any kind of retaliation.
Hal's gonna stand up and kind of sheathe his sword and clip his helmet onto his belt, and he's going to turn around and say, "It is war, and we must champion the people." We need to make
poke my
haste.
head around from a doorway or whatever from the galley and say, "Look what I found!"
I think Theron will turn around at this point as well with like half a grilled cheese sandwich in his mouth and kind of go, "Oh, come on then, you buggers, if we're doing it." And, like as he walks over to the table with like cups of tea and things and hashed grilled cheese sandwiches, and he says, even Loki's interested at the moment. As he looks over at Loki's, that's the statement. Oh, maybe not.
Excellent. So, yeah, go on, Jake. You were going to go further as well, weren't you?
I was just going to say, like, it's obviously like a fishing vessel, but like in terms of like, is there any way that we can make the boat go faster towards Kalaman? So, is there any way we can pick up the speed?
You're a sailboat, so we can try, I suppose. Does anybody have skill with sailing?
No, it's a thing. Something to do with ropes and sails.
I think you have to have like proficiency with water vehicles, don't you?
It's normally just so sort of Darrett is your best bet, because Reese was inland, and you guys for the most part have been inland. So the short answer to that is going to be no, Jake. You can because it is D&D.
Okay.
You can. Go on, sorry.
Oh no, I was just wondering, like, like if it got oars on it or something, like, or like whether as to whether like I could do something around that. But if it's just like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, go on.
Well, no, I was gonna take Darrett aside and then take him to the end of the I guess the end that I've been stood at or like sat at for the last like period of time, and I'd say to Darrett, Becklin wanted you to progress to your knighthood. You will now be my squire until you have succeeded through your training process and earn your own knighthood.
Okay, he smiles at this. He says, and he'll say, "That's good news in this in these dark times. So I'll do my best. I won't let you down."
I know Becklin had her specific ways of training, and she was a knight of high honour. I have learned from a slightly different code. You may question my methods, you may question my reasoning, and you may not always think it fits with the entire oath of the Knights of Solamnia. But I can assure you, I still hold the same chivalric values that Becklin did.
Yeah, he'll salute at this. He'll give you my honour is my life. Est Solara Soth Mythos.
And then on that, Hal would do it back.
Theron's kind of leaning on his chair, looking through the door at it, going, leans back because he's laughing. He's so he wankers out. Ooh, look at me.
And am I right in thinking that with the chest, it was to give Darrett? Is it to give Darrett now, or is it to kind of give Darrett at a later stage when he's kind of progressed to his knighthood?
The specific instructions to the timing weren't there. It was it's for Darrett. It's fitted for Darrett. It's a plate of armor, a set of plate armor for him. But that's up to you.
Well, knowing it's for Darrett, Hal's going to give it to Darrett. Hal's going to say, Becklin sent this to the boat before we left Vogler, and asked me to hand it to you once we were safe. Now is a better time than ever, really. Take this chest and see what's within it.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll say, "Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this okay, unexpected." And as he opens it, he can see the plate armor inside. And he does start filling up at this. Then you get Theron poking round the side, doing his Chang impression. It's Chang from Community is what you want to do. Is you want to go, ha, gay.
Yeah.
As he,
I don't know. I forgot
s-
about that. I've got Changnesia.
Derek will sort of say, with a tear in his eye, he looks at Theron and say, "Yeah, all right, fair enough." And he'll go below decks, take it below decks, and he'll say, "I'm gonna try and emphasise then." Before he leaves, he'll say, "It's 8, perhaps 9, 10-hour trek to get to Kalaman. Perhaps we should get some rest."
I think you're right. Once you've tried it on for size, maybe ask Reese if he can help you don it, and then I will get some shut eye.
Yeah, sound okay. So it doesn't take him long. Perhaps 5 minutes or so. He goes down, puts the armor on. I believe. Let me have a look. I think I've got an image of Darrett with the armor on, which is quite snaz. Really matters. Perhaps it's later. Yeah. So he comes back, and his whole countenance has changed now that he has this armor on. And he looks the knight. He looks, as he re-emerges from downstairs, he looks older, more mature. And then as he sort of squares himself, he looks over at Hal, gives you another salute, and he'll say, "Yeah, no, I am ready for this. This is right and proper to do so. We will make them pay for what they've done."
But not for vengeance, for justice.
For justice, agreed. Yeah, well, by all accounts, Kesis is trying to come back. The dragon armies are coming back. They must be stopped.
We should do that, Darrett. But for now, take your armor off, look after it, learn how to care for it. That is your life.
My honour is my life. And then he sort of winks over at Theron and he'll say, "Yeah, but I don't want to take it off. this is cool. As a little bit of the old Darrett comes back.
I was going to probably look at him a little bit more stern. He's going to say, if you're not careful as we approach the salt water, it's going to corrode your armor. Now go and take it off.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he'll salute. He'll salute you and go and take stuff.
So going forward, just I'm going to make you aware, Dave. Every chance I get on that guy's armor, just play a little joke on him. When he cleans it, I'm going to cast prestidigitation just to soil it slightly, so it looks like he's missed a spot.
Okay, righto. Okay, nice. So what
Just to wind him up over the next 10 hours.
Well, let's start the session with a rollies then, just to see if he can see you doing this. That could be fun. So I'll leave it up to you how you want to do it. If you want to roll either a sleight of hand, or I'd be happy for you to roll an Arcana instead if you wish. And we'll do this every time just to see how long you can get away
How
with
does
it.
a natural 20 do you for a 27?
Right, that'll do it.
You'll be getting away with it for a while then.
Yeah, certainly on this occasion. Let me just. Will there be an insight? No, there won't. Ah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, and you as you hear Hal say this to him, and he's only had it on for like 30 seconds, and all of a sudden there's already this spot on it, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, will do, sir." And as he scuttles up, as I don't know how good Theron would be at not laughing out loud, but yeah, you've got away with it on this occasion.
He's probably like, just kind of laughing to himself, like trying to chew his hand. I think gradually, as I do it over the next 10 hours, the spot will kind of turn into a bit of a penis shape.
Of course it does. Why would it not?
Yeah.
The phantom cockdoodler strikes again.
We're not playing on Roll20. No.
So you can have your long rest. It is going to take a while to get here. I think I alluded to it last time. I don't know if I hit on it dead on, but you're aware of how large forces operate. They're looting and pillaging. They have their prize. They want to get the fun out of it. So you're quite confident that there's not going to be any imperial entanglement on the way to Kalaman. Reese is pretty handy behind the tiller. Darrett schools him. And yeah, so you have your long rest, and it's getting close to the time that Kalaman arrives, unless you have any other business.
I think Hal would probably, after all of it, probably go over and sit next to Micah, whilst they're kind of resting, and he'd just be like, "How are you doing, brother?"
Not so well. I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you, seeing what happened. But I'll be all right. I think I just need some time. How are you?
It's shocking, really, isn't it? I mean, a whole settlement of people displaced, and such ruthless barbarity. But we know of the world that we live in, and it was the same thing that moved us away from our home in Vingard originally. However, I have been given a charge, and I think on that note, Hal would pass his note over to Micah and say, I have been given orders going forward from Becklin.
I'll take it, and I'll say, and as you well know, I have mine too. and then I'll read over the note. Read over the note. And then kind of just like place my hand on a house shoulder, and just say, this it may be a burden for you to carry, but you wouldn't have been, well, as you put it, you wouldn't have been charged with it if it wasn't something that you were worthy of doing. This is just another stepping stone on your path, but we'll get through it.
Just feels quite hard. This isn't how I ever imagined managing this. I thought it would have been different, but I guess a knight is only as good as his honour and as good as his word and the actions that he takes. And maybe it's not the ceremony and the way that it's bestowed upon me, it's the way that I need to carry myself going forward.
Well, on account of your actions, Your Honour, I would say you should have been a knight some time ago. Seems overdue.
Well, time has finally come, and now shall use it to defend the people. And we shall stop Takesis.
Can there be like a little bit of shaking of the boat now and some kind of commotion upstairs or wherever we are? So Theron is trying to take command of the boat. He's realised that he's left his ring in the previous town. And he's absolutely screaming, "We've got to go back! We've got to go back! I've lost my ring!"
I think Hal would definitely stand up on that note with kind of the boat commotion. And he'd be like, "What's happening? What do you mean, Theron?"
My blade singing ring, the ring that a mentor gave me. I've left it. I must have dropped it. Unless somebody's took it. And he's kind of like looking around and he's going, "Where is he? Is he taking it?"
It's probably somewhere. This is what happens when you don't let me look after things. It's just, you know.
Are you sure you've not taken it, Edda?
I don't remember taking it.
Micah
Just
would
check, check your pockets.
Micah would kind of be like grabbing at his hands and like pulling his sleeves back and checking for the ring.
To be fair, Edda is finding 10 hours on a fishing boat really hard work and boring. So emptying out his pockets would probably fill about 9.5 of those hours. So yeah, fine.
Oh, I forgot I got this name erotica.
I think I've got that.
That's the other half an hour sorted.
I think like Theron's frantically trying to take command and getting pushed back, and then as he kind of looks round, he sees Loki with something sparkly in his mouth as he's walking along the edge of the boat.
Oh,
you little shit! And as he starts like charging at Loki, Loki just kind of casually just goes, because it just drops into the river.
Oh, harsh.
And then you hear the age-old Darth Vader of no. So he's like, no. And for the rest of the journey, he's just kind of curled up on a ball on the top of the ship.
What Theron is?
Yeah.
Just sulking, full on blade singer sulk.
Yeah.
I just kind of turn to Edda and I'd be like, I think we all owe you an apology there, Edda.
That's fine. Give me something to do.
So you find at least 8 things that you did previously own in there. So
Well, we would owe you an apology if you had to fucking stealing from us.
In fact, Craig, just roll a sleight of hand. Just have
a sleight of hand. Oh dear me, where is that? Down the bottom.
Yeah, no, you definitely find, and it's that bad. You come to the conclusion that Edda's trying to push things in your direction that you don't own. But you find various pieces of knickknacks that you used to own, and as you try and take them back, you're aware of the fact that as soon as you pocket them, Edda's trying to lift them from you straight away. And this is rinse and repeat. It's all. I mean, whether you want to actually cuff him around the head and stop him or not, that's entirely up to you. But
No, I think Michael would just let it happen.
Let Kenders be Kenders.
Yeah, look what happens. You see, it's easy to lose things on a ship, and that cat wandering around. Got to keep the eye on these things for you, chap.
Right. So, Kalaman?
Kalaman.
Yeah. The walled city of Kalaman rises in the distance, spreading across the southern shore of a wide bay. Ships sail to and from the city's walled harbour, their course lit by a pair of towering beacons. On the shore ahead, the Vingard River meets Kalaman Bay. Dozens of survivors from Vogler have pulled their mismatched boats ashore and begun making camp. So Darrett will say to you, as he points ahead, like I said, you were the last boat, and you were the last boat by a significant margin. Darrett points towards the shore, and he'll say, "Well, that looks like that's where the rest of the town have made land. So I'd like to go there and meet up with Raven if I can."
And we shall land there. We need to check on the other survivors anyway, and reunite the others that are still on this boat with us.
Yeah. So in terms of Kalaman, and it's only just today that I've realised this. So this is the one of the cover art pictures of the campaign. So if you ignore the fact that Takesis is floating above, but that is actually Kalaman.
Okay.
So you've got the Castle Kalaman in the centre, which is on a hill. But the beacons that it mentioned in the write up are these two here. So you would be seeing this from where you actually managed to dock, I want to say. So on the on land, it's a good few miles to Kalaman. There's a lot of it's very busy. Most of the townsfolk have settled. They've got onto dry land. The meager possessions that they have with them, they've managed to get off the boats. They've sort of managed to arrange the boats as orderly as possible. These are fisherfolk for the most part, so they're pretty good at handling this type of thing. There's a few cook fires going on, but you're talking perhaps 300 odd people still trying to survive with very little, as Darrett plots his course just slightly further up from everywhere else as you disembark and make your way through the refugees. Who shall I pick on? Who's not rolled a dice yet? Josh, would you roll D4 for me, please?
I would. Oh. 2.
Thank you very much. So, okay, that's a pretty good one. As you make safe the boat, you four, Darrett and Reese, make your way ashore. As Micah, it would be you that sees an older gentleman, a refugee that slips in the water, and it looks like he's badly sprained an ankle. He seems to have been abandoned by everyone around him, and he's just sort of sat on the shoreline holding this ankle with his possessions on his back. I mean, he's perhaps in his 60s, late 60s. Would you wish to do anything?
Did you say he was holding something on his back?
Yeah, just his possessions. He's got like a rucksack, like
Oh.
a backpack type thing.
Yes, I would like to approach him. They seem familiar, anyway.
Yeah, you'll have seen him about. He was one of the elder fishermen. Perhaps. Yeah, you would know him as. Let's go with Roderick. He had a reasonably successful fishing business. 2 young sons. That ran it for the most part, and he was old enough now to oversee what's going on. But as you get closer, he's just distraught. He's you can tell he's been crying. I'm now holding this ankle that's clearly injured.
Yeah, I would. I mean, to be fair, would we? I mean, would the boat ride have kind of counted like as a bit of a long rest?
Yeah. You can have your long rest, mate.
Thank you. In that case, now I have some spell slots. I'd kind of walk over to him. Obviously, see he's visibly struggling, he's in pain, and I'd kind of like approach him and just say, "Yeah, let me take this off you for a second." And I'd kind of like help his pack off him, and just kind of take the weight off his ankle a little bit. And I'd say, "Are you all right? Like, maybe take a seat for a second, and I'll see what I can do with it about that ankle."
He'll say, "Yeah, I know it's." It's initially he'll say, "No, it's all right. Leave me. I don't want to be a burden. You go on. I'll be fine. I'll be fine."
No, it's no trouble, really. Like, take a seat, and I'd kind of be like quite insistent on it. I'd be like, if anything, if you want to help the others, then we need you in good fighting condition.
Okay. So he'll say, I haven't got much fight left in me. Yeah, okay. I know what I've heard the rumors of what you're capable of.
Yeah, sorry, you'll have to forgive my choice of words there. But yeah, no, absolutely. Just give me a second, and then I'd kind of like go to his ankle and just kind of hold my hands away, and almost like I would cast. I'll give him a cure wounds. So I'll cast cure wounds. First level. Just kind of holding my hands away. It's a 7. And yeah, just kind of like you see the silvery light kind of almost like moving into his ankle, and kind of. I mean, if it's visibly wounded, you kind of start to see the wounds like closing up. If not, then I guess you kind of just see the silvery light kind of entering, almost like shining under his skin.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be like, that feeling any better now?
He sort of stretches it, and he'll say, "That's incredible. That is incredible to hear the rumors." And almost reverentially, he'll say to you, "To hear the rumors, First Prophet, and now to witness it firsthand. We are truly blessed to have you. Thank you."
That's all right. Yeah, I understand how crazy it might sound to regular folk and other people around the town, especially when the word spreads and it does become something of a rumor. But yeah, just know that all of us here, we want to help, and I believe that Paladine has set us all on a path. We've all lost a lot, but I think with his help, we will get it back.
Well, you have in me an advocate. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But you do notice that as he shoulders his pack, it's just him.
It's just him on his own. I was gonna say, if sorry, we're outside of Kalaman?
Yeah.
Kalaman at the moment, and we're just heading. Okay, in that case, then Micah would kind of pick his pack up as well, and I'd put his pack on like over my shoulders instead, and I'd say, "Will you accompany us? Will you accompany us into town?"
Yeah, that's most kind of you. I know we've all lost, but my sons, I don't know where they are. I had to leave to take the people that were already on my boat. I don't know where they are. I suspect that they didn't make it. I think it's just me. So any help you can give me would be welcome.
I'll just say, well, do not despair. Come with us and have faith, and I'm sure we will be able to find them.
Okay. Right. Let's have another roll. Who hasn't done any roll? You haven't rolled a dice yet, Jake. Roll a d20 for me, please. If you get 9 or less, you do not find his son.
No,
You.
Okay.
Mother
So
fucker.
as
it
you're
was gonna be a 20.
Jake's fault.
Oh,
as you're searching the village, let's bring Hal into it then. Another townsfolk approaches who recognises Roderick, and it will sort of tap Hal on the shoulder and say, "And I need to have a word with you." And this townsfolk will say, "I'm really sorry, but Roderick's sons, I saw them put down by those dragon men. I haven't got the heart to tell him. I'm so sorry." And this townsfolk, who's already very busy, moves away.
Hospital pass.
I was just going to take a deep breath in, and he's going to lower his head and kind of think to himself, and he's going to be like, he needs to know. Hal's going to walk up to him and kind of introduce himself. I'm going to say, I'm Hal. I'm Micah's brother. I've received some dreadful news, and I hate to share that with you, but you must know. One of the other villagers, when we were escaping Vogler, saw both of your sons struck down by draconians. I'm so sorry. And he's just going to kind of place his hand on his shoulders, or place a hand on his shoulder.
Okay, he's momentarily speechless as he's trying to rein everything in. So give me a persuasion check from Hal then. Let's just see how well you've delivered this information. I mean, you did it well yourself, Jake. So I'm not going to set your DC particularly high.
Might need it because it was only a 9.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. It was. I was only going to give you sort of a 5 DC. So he'll take a few minutes as he looks at you, and he looks at your sort of sigildry and your heraldry for your Knight of Solamnia, and he'll bow and he'll say, "Well, that's decent of you to tell me. I mean, you didn't have to tell me this detail." And he'll look towards Micah again, and he'll say, "Well, thank you for your assistance. These are the times we live in. I'll be fine now. I'll be fine. I need to mourn, be by myself. But thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your assistance. As I've said, you have an advocate in me, all of you." And he looks over even Theron and Edda, and he'll say, "For what you've done for our town. You rescued us. You saved us. We all know this."
I think Hal would look back at him and he'd say, although we can't bring your sons back, we shall get justice for them.
Okay. He gives you kind of an awkward, like never done it before, Knight of Solamnia salute, and then bows to the rest of you. Good fortune, he says, and that he'll wander off and try and. In fact, other villagers come and make sure he's okay. You know Vogler to be a nice place, so he's going to be looked after. He's going to be well cared for. So you moving towards the centre of where most of the people from Vogler have set up their camp. I'm going to go with Voglonians. Doesn't sound right, but I'll go with it. So the Voglonians have set up a camp, and you can see Mayor Raven there. So again, I'm going to give this to. Let's give it to. Let's give it to Edda. In fact, you notice with your Kender curiosity as you're looking around, two people are conspicuous by their absence. Lord Bakaris and Bakaris the Younger.
Penises.
Lord Penis and Penis the Younger. But as you approach the camp, Raven sort of waves towards you as you four and Darrett and Reese approach. Mayor Raven will say, on the back of what Roderick said to you, she's sort of overheard the end of that conversation, and she's in between trying to arrange things, make sure people have got blankets and food. She'll sort of say, I heard what Roderick said to you. Just so you know, we all know what we owe you our lives. If it wasn't for you four, we'd have died, and our town would have been razed. We owe you so much. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know what to say, really. That's quite, Where's Knob Ed and Knob Cheese?
So, as you say, and it would. I'm assuming that is exactly how Edda phrases it. Straight away, she'll go. Well, oddly enough, oh wait a minute, you mean Lord Bakaris and Bakaris? Oh, you know what, Knob Ed and Knob Cheese, that's fine. I don't know. And she'll sort of look around and she'll ask. Someone from the outskirts of the camp will say, "Oh, I saw them. I saw them a couple of hours ago. They were one of the first to land. In fact, they landed before some of the women and children. And this
women and children."
Yeah, so we'll have this as sort of like an old washerwoman. She's well in her 60s, bent over, and she'll say, "Oh yes, no, we saw them. They said something about heading to the city to make sure that the authorities in Kalaman know that we're arriving, and they were going to bargain and delegate on our behalf, on the village's behalf."
Oh, you silly sausages! Why would you let those two go? You know where they've gone. I know these people. They've gone to find themselves the best accommodation, ingratiate themselves into high society, and bollocks to you lot. Have you got any spare old women's clothes that I can pass on to them?
I mean, bearing in mind that they're all refugees, I'm tempted to say no. They need everything that they want, but no, you can have. Yeah. you know what? She will have a pair of tatty old drawers and a shawl and other things that she can donate to. Yeah,
fantastic. We'll make sure they go decent home on those pair of wuss bags.
but it is at this point. Mary Raven takes up the charge, as it were, at this point, and she'll say, "Okay, well, listen. I wonder if you would do something for me then. Perhaps you for Reese. I could do with you staying here. I know you are starting to learn the healing arts. I could do with your assistance, but is there any chance you five, and she points to Darrett as well, would head to Kalaman? We need aid. We need to contact the council members in Kalaman. We need food and shelter as a priority. Can I trust you with this?"
Yeah, so you're as skeptical as us about Knobhead and Knobcheese going to get help and stuff. Brilliant. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm sure Theron will be great in that situation. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Theron's still got his head like tilted down a little bit. He's like, yeah.
I think. Well, what
I'm
would
off already. I'm skipping off in the direction of Kalaman, rubbing my hands together with Lee. It's going to be brilliant.
what would Loki be doing? Is he going to be contrite at all, or is it just
No, he's just being his normal dickhead self. So he's just kind of wandering around as normal, sitting on everybody's shoulders. Every time you look around, he's doing something that he shouldn't be.
Doing that
It's the
dickhead thing.
with Loki. Yeah,
I imagine he'd be up for going to ruffle a few feathers of the hoi oligoi.
Well, as we're like looking around at the moment, trying to look for him, he's literally like playing with the cow's bollocks. He's just kind of like he's trying to aggravate the cow, the bull rather.
By the time he's finished, it will be a cow.
Too much of terror now. It's like, what are you doing? Get down from there now! You caused enough trouble.
I'm tempted to ask for an animal handling from from Loki, but I think we'll just skip the cow testicle bit, shall we? That's never thought in my whole life I'd be saying that sentence. Yeah, so you're happy to go to Kalaman. Darrett straight away says, "Yeah, no, I get it. Food and shelter as a priority. Yeah, agreed."
Food, shelter, and giving
Enough he tuddles. So approaching Kalaman then itself.
Yeah,
so it's a good walk. You're sort of 2 or 3 miles away from the actual outskirts. I have campaign art for you. I do enjoy this picture as well. Make this visible and force that for you. I'll read you the blurb while it's loading up. It normally takes a while, doesn't it? And also there's lots of sort of mounted soldiers on this that they're not there. This is just a closer picture of Kalaman. So statues of titanic soldiers line Kalaman's mighty walls. These ancient stone knights stare into the distance, daring invaders to dash themselves against defences that withstood even the cataclysm. A disorganised neighbourhood of tents and ramshackle structures lines the road to the city's nearest gate, where soldiers in blue and yellow uniforms can question all who enter. So you, Edda would certainly know this. I should imagine that you've probably been to Kalaman on at least one occasion before. You know that Kalaman itself is a pre-cataclysm building. It's very old, very ancient, very established capital of the Nightlund area of Solamnia. So it's not as prestigious as Palanthus or Male Goth, but it's certainly a significant city Most of the trade is via the sea. The Vingard Rivers is very close by, so it's quite prosperous. You would have had a little briefing on Kalaman itself before you arrived. It is a democracy mostly run by guild leaders. So there is a governor in charge who oversees the needs of the people. But for the most part, I think there's 5 prominent guilds. So there's Cartographers Guild, Dockhands, Fishers, Masons, and Shipwrights Guild. So that's 6, and then the 7th member of the council is the Marshal, who is, as the name suggests, in charge of Kalaman's armed forces. So on the outskirts, you can see that it's busy. These are other people. These aren't refugees from Vogler, but there seems to be a large number of people petitioning for entry into Kalaman as you 5 approach. There is an order system to it. People seem to be queuing. It's going to take you perhaps an hour or 2 to wait in line, unless you wish to do anything else.
Yeah, stealth check, sneak past.
Okay. Give me, well, first of all, I'll tell you what you can do. You can give me a history check.
Oh dear. Oh, 13.
Okay, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 options then. So you can queue up for an hour, unless you wanted to do something different from that point of view, or Edda seems to think that you seem to recall there is a Kender gate, or there is perhaps, I don't know, perhaps an ancestor of yours told you that there is a way in through the south, but you're not entirely sure where it is. So you would have to spend an amount of time looking for it.
Oh, this is one of those things, isn't it? It's going to take an hour to find it or an hour to queue. Oh, surely the Kender gate's just going for a sneak.
I mean, I would probably say to Edda, it'd be like, is it worth patrolling the queue to see if our 2 friends from Vogler are already ahead of us?
I think that's a good idea, but I can probably already establish. I don't think it takes much of a brain surgeon to whatever a brain surgeon is to figure out that they'll have got through already.
If they haven't, maybe we could join them in the queue. You know, if they're truly there to help the people of Vogler, we can join them to advocate for the people.
Oh, yeah, okay, we can check it out and see, but I'm skeptical. But yeah.
So I'll give you that for free, Jake. Having a quick squiz, you don't see them.
Bastards.
And
Okay,
I
I'll go look for this.
tactically, without Hal knowing, cast prestidigitation on him to make him stink of shit. So everybody moves out of the way because they don't want to queue next to us, and we go through the queue quicker.
Of course you can. The only problem I have with that is how would Hal? Because Hal would smell himself, surely.
Would he though? How does he know? He could have stood in something walking here.
Okay, so it's going to be Theron's up to his tricks, so it's going to be your Arcana versus Hal's Perception. Roll it. I love rollies.
Bollocks. Shit.
15.
Okay. So, I mean, as it turns out, I mean, okay. So I'm not going to put words into your mouth, but you've had an idea. You've tried to do it surreptitiously. I mean, to my mind, it's not actually a bad idea. But Hal noticed it, and Hal's like, Theron.
He'll just kind of go, sorry, it's that grilled cheese sandwich that I had earlier.
Oh, it's fucking lingering. What? It smells like it's coming from me.
You had one of the sandwiches too.
I didn't have a grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh.
And then I think on that. And then he's going to check the bottom of his boots. And he's going to be like, well, I haven't stood in anything. But what... Is this you up to your tricks again? And I think Hal's going to get a little bit handsy with him. So he's going to kind of like scruff him up by his robes. And then he's about ready to cuff him round the ear.
I'm going to try and cause a distraction in the queue by shouting, look, fight, knights and wizards and stuff.
Could I use thaumaturgy, but on Edda to make it much louder? Like actually shouting that, make it much louder than it would be normally.
Okay, this is how this session's going to go down from here on out. Yeah, okay. Let's okay. Let's have. I want a charisma roll from Craig then.
Charisma.
Well, it's up to you. You can have. So if you're trying to get people's. So what I do? What would you do? Persuasion? You've been thaumaturged, so you can have it with advantage. And all I'm going to say to you is, if you roll over 15, you create that much of a ruckus that you're going. Yeah. Let's see. So persuasion with advantage. Your DC's 15.
In jail.
Just cheated you. There you go. 20.
Oh, there we go.
So it gets to the point. It's like it's your customer service's nightmare. So the checkout attendants, I just kind of want to get rid of you. So you see two Kalaman guards approaching you now, and they basically say, "What's? Oh, right, yes, I can see you're a group that wants entry. Come on." Get out of the way, and they will force you in basically to the front, where you have like a sergeant type, and they will present you in front of them. It's these five. Darrett's sniggering, by the way. The old Darrett's sort of momentarily coming back, saying, "This is awesome. Oh, I've really missed this." And then he looks at Hal and he goes, "I mean, terrible."
Certainly not the result I expected.
So the guard will say to the sergeant, they're causing a ruckus. We brought them to the front just to get rid of them. So you're thrust in front of this sergeant, and he looks up. He sat down behind a desk, elderly gentleman, a greying beard, and he'll sort of look up to you and say, "Okay, yes, names, business in Kalaman," and he'll look down at the ledger and start writing as you reply.
We have been sent on behalf of Mayor Raven of Vogler. The town has been besieged by the forces of Takesis. You must send aid.
Whoa, that was big, Jake. So let's have a. Oh, I'm going to have another charisma roll from you then. Let's have a persuasion from that then.
Can I give him?
Bear in mind, you stink of shit, Jake.
No, because I've cupped you around the ear. Is it not concentration?
Yeah. No, you've disturbed the concentration. I'm not having that, Lewis.
I get advantage on concentration. If it makes you feel better, I'll cast it again and make you smell minty fresh.
How's
That
going
would
to
be
give him?
a
He's
special,
going to give Theron bombastic side eye.
The freshest breath. So minty, so clean.
Did you say you were passing guidance or bless, or what does it do?
Bless is that you get an extra D4. You're on an ability check of your choice.
It's not too bad. That's a 15. I'm going to stick it on there anyway, just for bants. which isn't too bad. It's a 18.
18. So his initial response to this is, what? And then he'll sort of recover, and he'll say, "Your representatives are already inside. They were here several hours ago. But you can enter if you wish, but don't cause any trouble." Names, and he will ask. Darrett will give his name, and he'll write your names down on the entry log.
Those two are not representatives of Vogler. They're selfish, self-minded fools. However, we are here on their behalf, and you must send guards and aid to them. The refugees are going to need some form of safe passage and somewhere to stay. There's many that are wounded, women and children who have been misplaced and lost their homes.
So to this, he'll say, "Listen, that's not my task. That's you. Get yourself to Castle Kalaman. Go ask to be let into the council chambers there. I'm sure they'll parley with you in terms of aid for your townsfolk. As to your other representatives, I'm just a desk sergeant. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm 3 days away from retirement."
Keep pushing your paper then, and then Hal's just going to walk through.
Okay. So it's admitted you to the city, logged your names. So Kalaman, it's a big city. There's plenty here to see and do. There's armories, there's towns, there's Wayne's Apothecary that is the mage sort of mage shop. There's you can visit the forges, the market, the harbour, or you can go straight to the Castle Kalaman. Whatever you want to do.
Ooh, that's a tempting list.
I think Hal's quite keen to get to
the Bacarises.
Well, not just the Bacarises, but to actually get to, is it Castle Kalaman?
Yeah.
So that actually you can get aid to the people of Vogler. So that...
Yeah, Darrett's all in favour of that.
There's things and stuff, and look over there. Oh wow, come on, no, distractions.
It's at this point. I've got to do some bit here, Craig. At this point, Darrett will turn to you all and say, "Allow me," and he grabs Edda by the scruff of the neck. And he'll, as he's marching along, he's sort of gives you a cheeky wink, and he'll say, "Come on, this is for Vogler. We need to make sure they're safe."
Oh, okay. But eyeing up every single building and shop on the way past, you know.
Yeah. It's I don't know if your children were like it, Craig, but mine certainly were. Where they're, "Oh, no, back you come. Oh, no, back you come."
Yeah.
I think we need to get like one of those leashes.
I've never been in favour, but I think it might work for Edda.
Fred, yeah, not for kids, but for Edda.
Right, so off to Castle Kalaman. This is the write-up for Castle Kalaman then. So even the imposing Castle Kalaman doesn't stand atop 100... even if the imposing Castle Kalaman didn't stand atop 100-foot cliffs, it would still tower over every other structure in the city. The path to it rises up the cliffside, overlooked by gigantic statues matching those that line the city's wall. And the path's end, guards stand before an open gate. Large, huge portcullis, 2 halberdier guardsmen, blue and gold livery. As you approach, it's standard for them to drop their halberds so they cross over. And
walking under the
yeah, Edda keeps going as Darrett goes, "Nope." And the lead guard will say, state your business at Castle Kalaman. These are the council chambers and the barracks. You need official business before you proceed here.
I think Hal's the most imposing looking one. He should go.
Because everybody kind of looks at Hal and goes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting that.
We are on official business. We have been sent by Mayor Raven of Vogler to come and seek aid. We must have a meeting with the council members as a matter of urgency.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. So the Halberds come back and say, "Yeah, your delegation has already arrived, but if you're here as well, proceed in," and they'll point you towards where the council chambers actually are. As you cross Castle Kalaman's paved courtyard, a familiar figure intercepts you with an arrogant smile. This is Bakaris the Younger. My father has matters well in hand. We'll be sure to send for you and the rest of the fish folk once we've determined what's best for them.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks. We'll go then. Yeah, right.
So let me paint this scene a little bit more. There are people around. It's a large open space. He's sort of intercepted you in front of the council chamber doors. There's guards. There are people around, but those people seem to be busy. Most of them moving to and from.
I think Hal would look him dead set in the eyes and say, Mayor Raven has asked us to take care of these folk. I suggest you talk about them with a little bit more respect before I school you for the third time.
Right, let's go straight for intimidation then, Jake. Come on, mate. Come on, don't. Come on, this is natural 20 time, Jake.
Let's hope.
Oh, come on.
It's only an 11.
Yeah, he's going to sneer at you and say, this is more our arena. Look at the elegance of this place. This is more to do with our kind than your kind. Leave it to your betters.
Nudge.
Oh no, I've got it. No, that's cool. I'm totally. You're totally right there. I've got something for you. Come down this way. Come down this way.
Right, hold up. Let's have persuasion from Edda then, as Theron's doing it. You can do your thing on the side in a second then. If your persuasion needs to be very high here, Craig, and I'm going to set your DC as 18.
Yeah, no, that's not working. Oh, 13. That's not bad actually.
It's not bad, but it's not going to be enough. As he'll say, I don't think so. Your tricks, I'm not interested.
Oh, I was just going to give you a gift. No, I'm serious. I've got a gift for you.
Go on.
The hand in pocket.
And I'm gonna get out a nicely folded dress from the old washerwoman.
Right.
Here you go. Women and children first.
Oh, nice. So to this, he's gonna take offence at this. He's going to look round as if he's wanting some support from someone. Let me just hold there because I'm intrigued what Lewis was going to do, and then I'll pick up from that. Go on, Lewis.
As this is all cracking off, Theron's basically saying to Micah, "Make my voice boom, kind of, so everybody can hear this." And as he's doing it, my lord, we were told to bring your gown, and we were told to bring back the book that you dropped on the way here, as he passes in the gnome Rotica, which prior he casted prestidigitation in it before arriving, which has his signature in it and his name, the key that says Property Arferus the Younger.
Right, wicked. So let me backtrack slightly then. So as he's getting offended by Edda, he's called over. He said, "Gods, Gods, attend! These delinquents have broken it, and like 5 heavily armoured Kalaman soldiers trump towards with their halberds to investigate what's going on. As the old lady's bloomers and the shawl, and then the gnome erotica is handed over. As I think we've done significant damage to Lord Baccharis for the guards to sort of look at you guys and look at what you've passed back to him, and for them to look towards Baccharis the Younger and say, "Disgusting! You ought to be ashamed of yourself." And Baccharis is like, "But I didn't. And they sort of, the guards say, "Come on, you've had your chance here. It's time for you to leave." As they sort of march him out of the castle itself.
Yeah.
I think Howard, as he's being walked out, Howard would just tut like really loud, like.
So you do know that you've lost your gnome erotica forever now, though.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of worth it.
It was worth
That's
it.
going to remain with him forever now.
It's the most use it's been all campaign.
I mean, the irony is we got it from them in the first place, so really we were just returning it to them.
Goodbye, no erotica from my inventory.
So
I hope you enjoy your alligator.
Yeah, so he's got. Okay. No, let's let him go. So they march him out of the castle grounds as the council chamber is now in front of you. So I'll fast forward this bit because there's going to be an aide who will say, "What's your business?" You tell him the story that you've already told everyone else, and it'll be right. No, straight away. No, come with me. And he sort of, there's 3 loud knocks on this very grand wooden door as it swings open. Inside, 8 serious-looking people sit around a broad table in the middle of a spacious hall. At the end of the table, a tall man with plaited blonde hair and a velvet vest of blue and gold stands to greet you. Welcome, guests. I am Governor Kalof Miat. Your leader has briefed us on the situation in Vogler, his bold defence, and his eagerness to strike back against these invaders. As Miat says this, he nods to a man near him, Lord Baccharis, who glares at your intrusion. Tell us, the governor continues, are your people still preparing for battle?
This man did nothing for the defence of Vogler. He scurried away with his son on the first vessels to leave the town, before it was besieged by the armies of the Dragon Queen. They ran off before even the women and children could be took to safety. He does not speak for the people of Vogler. That is why we're here. We are sent on behalf of Mayor Raven.
So you hear, I must protest. These charlatans, these heathens, they caused the trouble. We were all prepared. We were all prepared for a diplomatic solution.
Theron kind of goes, no, he definitely ran away. Look, he's pissed himself. As he points at his trousers and casts his prestidigitation.
Okay. Oh, Theron.
Come on.
Right, roll.
If anyone's got guidance, this would be great.
Roller, he pissed himself.
Roller, he pissed himself. Let me just check Miat's stats. I don't know if Miat actually has stats, so I'm going to give him noble stats. Right, go on then. So if you're going to do this, it's going to be another... You're rolling Arcana checks, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I help him by once again casting thaumaturgy to make it sound like there's water dripping under his chair?
Okay, sure.
How does
So
that
as a distraction. So that is Arcana
sounds
with
like he's hitting
advantage,
stuff.
apparently, all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, I could have probably given you bless instead, to be fair.
Blessed smash.
13. That could have gone loads better.
That could have gone loads better. Right. So I've rolled a perception check as a rollies. Dungeon Master's just rolled a natural 1. So
Yeah,
this Miat, Governor Miat, this says, "Oh, really, Lord Bakaris, perhaps you should go and sort yourself out." As Bakaris says, "I don't. What is? And he's sort of lost. He has absolutely no idea where to go with this.
Theron kind of says afterwards as well, Dave. Sorry, he kind of goes, "Your son's just been escorted out by the guards. Why don't you go and see what he's up to?" Terrible thing.
He's doing that thing. I'm quite jowsy, but I wished I was a little bit more jowsy when I play Lord Bakaris. He sort of excuse himself. I'd like to think he's sort of trying to cover his embarrassment as he sidles out. As Miat now turns to you, and he'll say, "This is most unorthodox. You truly are quite a bizarre group, considering the plight of your town. Perhaps you should tell me what is going on."
I assure you, we're not unorthodox. We just have a strange
Well,
friend.
unusual times call for unusual methods.
So
Theron will kind of go, I'm just pointing out what we saw. Pissed himself. His son was caught with no erotica that we had to bring back, and then the guards took him away. And we're made out to be back.
So I tell you what I need to do for the people of Kalaman is I need to establish, are we under threat? So I would like your report of what happened.
Kalaman
In
is
a
under
word, yes, we are under threat.
Absolutely.
there is
But
grave.
how
threat to
good with
Kalaman.
words?
Go on, Jake.
Kalaman is under grave threat. We arrived in Vogler a few days past when we were besieged by the Draconians and the armies of Takesis. Takesis has returned. Her forces laid siege to Vogler, and we managed to rally a small defence to hold the city or hold the town until the women and children and some of the civilians could escape, and they've floated downstream to just outside of Kalaman. Many of them have lost their homes, lost their belongings, family members, and there aren't many people left to defend them as they fell protecting Vogler and the escape. The force of that has been sent is unlike anything I've seen before. There are men, ogres, draconians, which are these lizard-like beings that can fly. They were flying over Vogler, dropping firebombs upon the town, which was stopping people from escaping and burning down some of the boats. And my fear is that even with your walled city, we have no defense against dragons or these flying draconians.
You know, as Hal's like saying this to him, Dave, I can imagine Loki kind of walking up the centre of the hallway and just jumping on this bloke's lap and just start going, and needed on his lap. Just sit there.
Yeah, I could say that. So at the mention of most of this, Governor Miat's astounded. You can see the range of emotions. In fact, all the whole assembly, the range of emotions that they seem to be going through, sort of from shock to disbelief to back to shock again, and so Governor Miat will frown. This is dire news. My heart goes out to your friends and families, but I hope you can understand our reticence to welcome you through our city's gate. These aren't normal times. Marshal? He points towards a very military-looking woman at the end of the table. The governor gestures to a stern woman wearing armour embellished with the blue and gold colours of Kalaman. She nods and begins. I am Marshal Vendry, commander of Kalaman's military forces. I'm afraid your situation is far from unique. We have had reports of farmsteads, villages being razed to the south and to the east. But what is unique about your situation is, by your account, you're the only survivors that have been able to bring us reports of dragon men and gods returning. Do you have any proof?
I think even maybe like before she could ask for proof, I would kind of just step in and just say, and that's no coincidence. And then again, I'd kind of like manifest this light as a way of showing that there's a reason why we're here. Like, I'd say that in fact, I'd be like, it's no coincidence that we've made it this far. Paladine has been watching over us. He has chosen me as his first prophet, and I intend to spread the word that the gods are in fact back. And as my brother says, Kalaman is in danger, because it's not just Paladine that has returned, but it's Takesis as well. And the forces we speak of are the forces of Takesis.
Only we had a Kender that likes to pocket loads of different things with draconic symbols on them and stuff like that. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
I like that, Lewis. Yeah, that can easily happen. So yeah, so you can have. I mean, you've got Edda with his symbol of Paladine on his chest. You can manifest anything you want with your thaumaturgy or your divine powers, and you can back this up with Edda having pocketed a symbol of Takesis from anything. That's
it just takes a few minutes to rummage through my stuff again. That's all.
I just pull like a finger of one of them out and go, oh, wrong.
Yeah. Surely I would have pulled out something that I've already pocketed from the marshal.
Yeah. So as you produce this, you accidentally bring two things out of your pouch. There's a symbol of Takesis, but underneath it there's a butter knife. As one of the council members, wait a minute. So Marshal Vendry and Governor Miat now will exchange a glance, and Miat will say, "Okay, let's profit. We need a minute. We need to discuss this. Would you kindly wait outside?"
I'd grab Edda by like the scruff of his neck. All right, scruff his neck, and I'd be like, "Take all the time you need." And I'd turn and start walking out, kind of dragging Edda behind me.
Okay.
Theron will probably kind of point as well and go, "Cat, I have my cat."
So Mia will say, "Yeah, if you must." Yeah. He seems quite attached to Loki.
I think Theron will kind of go, fuck you then. He kind of storms out.
Yeah. Me, it's like, no, he's staying. He's not moving anywhere. But as just before you get to the door, the door is opened by 2 guards, and Bakaris is back. Lord Bakaris is back. And he bows in a sort of very sycophantic way, and he'll say, "Apologies, my lords. Turns out it wasn't. I must have spilled my drink. My apologies. Oh, I see. These gentlemen were about to leave. Do we have something to discuss?"
Actually, I was going to say, actually, they're just about to discuss between themselves, so we're all going to wait outside for a moment. And again, I'll grab him with my other arm and start dragging him out as well. That's what we
Okay. Right. Well, because at this point, let's have. I'm going to give it you for free because I want to sort of emphasize a few points here. So, Marshal Vendry, you see as Bakaris comes back. One of you notices, perhaps Darrett will see her go, just do an eye roll as he walks back in. And then you also notice that Governor Miat has a similar, if not restrained, reaction. But Miat will say, and he'll pointedly look towards you all and he'll say, "Lord Bakaris, of course, you're welcome. We've heard the testimony of the gentleman. Our deliberation is about to commence, but you are welcome to sit in while the gentlemen wait outside."
Oh, I'm going to protest. That's not fair. Why does he get to stay? I mean,
I think
he literally is a bad smell.
didn't like Loki at this point kind of go, as like he walks back in.
Yeah, you've. I tell you what, Lewis, give me an insight check. I'm going to ask you for this, and I'm hoping that you're all well, or
Fine.
you don't. So it looks, for all intents and purpose, from your perspective, that Miat is getting really pissed off with you. This is the governor of the person that can potentially help get food and shelter, and you're pissing him off.
We shall leave you to your deliberations. Gentlemen, outside.
I'm just going to
As Theron walks by, he's going to slap Lord Bakaris' arse as he walks out.
Okay. A fruity thwack. So
We'll
Darrett
start using our full names, including middle names, in a minute.
Darrett's all over you, Craig. Darrett hasn't let you go yet. Darrett seems to be picking on you a lot today, Craig. I don't know why. So a fruity. You just can't let it go, can you? So a fruity
I'm playing the character, Dave.
whack on Lord Bakaris' rump.
Have a handful.
As you're leaving and the door closes, you can hear Bakaris say, Can you see the type of riffraff that I have?" And the door closes. So,
Is there like a public viewing gallery for the council chamber?
there isn't. You're sat outside. If you think of, if you watch an American courtroom drama, you have sort of like a bench or something opposite where the deliberations are. So it's a huge chamber, and you're waiting outside. It's a castle. There's lots of doors and lots of. I mean, Darrett can't keep an eye on you all the time necessarily, but
That's cool. Yeah, I'll go and go. Yeah, any opportunity, doors, buttons, pushing, pulling, whatever.
okay. So, do you want to roll a stealth to see if you can break away?
Yeah.
I was going to say to you, oh no. So.
28. Does that do his job?
Fucking hell!
No.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to roll a natural 20 for perception. I'm not. Yeah. So you can. Right. What have you rolled? 28.
Yeah.
So would you like to first and foremost add 80 gold's worth of knickknacks that you, if you want to, that you can acquire?
Yeah.
I was going to say the S word to a Kender then, Craig. As you sort of make your way, Darrett's
stuff lying around, you know.
So let me just check this out because I had a lot to revise for this particular session. I've been trying to do it all, but right. Okay, so yeah, so you managed to find an office next door. So you go around the corner, you found another sort of council building, and you know how I'm going to go with the courtroom thing yet again.
Yeah.
So normally the judge has a separate entrance to the rest of everyone else. So you managed to find that, and you managed to creep it open the door ever so slightly so you can see everything that's happening inside and listen to this council chamber. But this is just for you though, Craig.
Okay.
So you hear Bakaris trying to interpose himself very in a sycophantic way. Yeah.
Back in a minute.
Okay, Blue, no worries. So in a very sycophantic way, Bakaris seems to be telling the tale that the townsfolk want to make this charge on the ruins of Vogler to reclaim it, and his family honor demands that they do. And he's shut down almost instantly by Marshal Vendry, this woman that seemed to, or you already guessed that she kind of on your side. And Governor Miat is very much, these people need help. There's hundreds of people on our shore. We have to help. Oh, no. They armors. Give us some of your best men and we will set sail. And again, Vendry's like, this is not the time to attack. That is, by reports, an army is on our doorsteps. We are not sending people out. If anything, the opposite. We are making sure that we are safe here, first and foremost. And this goes backwards and forwards until it gets to the point where eventually Miat, the governor, will say enough in quite a calm but imposing way. And he'll look over the other council members and he'll look at Vendry and he'll say, the decision is ours, my lord, say to Bakaris. We have heard your testimony, and we've heard that of the gentleman outside. The decision is now ours of what to do. And he'll go around the room, almost to a man. The governors of Kalaman want to give assistance and want to give aid. They will all dedicate some of their own treasure resources for everything that you've asked for. Darrett will say that Darrett's interposed during the speech and said, you want food and shelter, and it will be offered without hesitation. And it gets it gets to the point where there's Marshal Vendry will say, but I have something that I require as well. And she'll say to one of the guards, but first I need something from, and she'll point towards the office where you are. What do you want to do?
I'm torn now. I want to see what she wants. Oh dear me, this is. I'm gonna hide.
Okay, go for it. So let's have a second. Let's have a second stealth roll then.
Oh dear me.
Oh, gee willikers, you guys. Oh, shit.
16.
Okay, right. So what we're going to do, we're going to have.
Cheers, mate.
Any backs for me?
No, mate.
We're going to have Marshal
Okay.
Vendry herself, and she doesn't say to a guard. She'll say, "My Lord Governor, I shall be back in a second. I just need to." And she's walking towards the room where you are, as you try and hide, perhaps under the desk, perhaps somewhere.
Yeah.
As she enters the room, walks over to a ledger that's on the desk, opens it up and she's talking to herself, and she'll say, "Yeah, this is what I need. Kender, I suggest you join your friends." She turns around and marches over the room. No, she'll say, "Kender, I suggest you join your friends. If I find anything missing, I will hang you." As she turns around and marches out of the room.
Better empty my pockets on the way out then. But while she's not there.
What? Okay.
Theron's going after
Just
her.
on the floor.
La, 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 la.
How old is she, Dave?
Marshal Vendry, she's in her sort of 50s. She's an established war veteran, a commander of the military forces.
Fair game.
Is that too old? Is that too or perhaps not old enough?
No,
Who knows with Theron?
Not at all. That's my next
Right.
job.
What time are we? Let's. I'm gonna sort of move this forwards then. If it's all right for me to take Edda out of.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with the hanging.
No, you can keep what you've found. What was in this particular office at the side is you put back, but everything else you found before is fine.
Yeah.
So it's for the rest of you. It's about half an hour, and you're all thinking, "Oh shit, where's he gone? Where's he? He's here. He's back."
I've
So
been nowhere.
yeah. Would you, out of interest, you're going to have a chance to tell everyone what has happened? Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll share that information. Share what I've heard.
Cool.
I won't mention anything about things or
So the chamber doors open, and most of the council members file past you without a glance. Marshal Vendry beckons to you from the door, while inside Governor Miat and Lord Baccharis remain seated. In a decisive tone, Governor Miat says, "The citizens of Kalaman are prepared to offer your people shelter in the neighbourhoods outside the city walls and protection of our soldiers, and while we can, spare food from our tables." He folds his hands and fixes you with a glare. "There is a condition, however." And again, he points towards Marshal Vendry. Marshal Vendry steps forward, and she will say, "Your accomplishments are, as we've already said, unique. You have survived an attack from Dragon Army forces, and it still seems strange on my tongue to say those words, but you're the only people that have survived. Not only that, by reports, you saved an entire town. So my suggestion, my request, is that one of you remains here as a liaison, and the rest of you operate as special forces to assist our effort in this upcoming war. We would need you to swear allegiance to Kalaman while the war goes on. And we would ask that you concentrate your efforts in helping us fight this war. And we will help you in any way that we can. Do you agree?
Our oath is to defend the people of Vogler and seek to bring the forces of Takesis to justice.
Oh,
So Darrett, at this point, will say, but we can do that. We can do that by helping here.
I agree with you. And he's going to look to Darrett and be like, I have got this. We appreciate your aid for the people of Vogler, and I shall take your word back to Mayor Raven, and we can move our people back to the outskirts of Kalaman. I appreciate you generously donating your food and resources to support those in need. We are at your service if that buys those vulnerable people what they need.
Special forces. Does that give us special wandering abilities?
So Vendry at this will say, wandering, no. But she will produce, and you see now that what she came in her office for was this box, which she now puts in front of you. And she opens it up, and inside there are 5 insignias. And she will say, special privileges, yes. If you join and help us, then you will be members of the Kalaman military. You will be afforded the rank of lieutenants. One of you who will stay here as your liaison will be given similar titles. You will be given a salary of 5 gold pieces per week. You will you are not rank and file soldiers. You will be given special privileges to gather any equipment that you need. But we very much need your assistance in scouting and finding and opposing these dragon army forces. But this is the best that we can offer you.
And this liaison you speak of, is that somebody that is going to permanently remain with yourselves?
They would remain in the barracks. They can be operational. So at this, if you'll forgive me pushing forwards a little bit, Dara at this point will say, that's me. That's my role. That's why I'm here. We know why Micah's here. Hal, sir, Hal, we know that you're here for more things. Even Theron has his part to play, and I suppose Edda is there with you as well. This is my role. I'm willing to take this. I'm willing to join the Kalaman military and be your liaison, Marshal Vendry, if you will. In fact, no, he's very sort of matter-of-fact about it, as if this is what he's doing.
And Hal's just going to nod, and he's going to be like, then you shall take that role.
Okay.
Can Theron kind
Uh,
of say you can keep your gold? What I want access to is your kitchen.
I think so it probably a Vendry would sort of frown at this, but Miat, the governor, the man that's in charge, is very much getting the measure of you all now, and he sort of has a wry smile as Theron says this, and he'll say, "How about both?"
He'll look at Loki and what do you think?
Loki's
kind of
still
putting it
stroking. He's still sat on Loki on Miat's lap as Miat's stroking Loki. What would Loki do?
He'd probably kind of look and do that kind of cat. Loki says, "Okay."
Yeah. He'll say we've already sent our colleagues out to send provisions to your townsfolk to make contact. We've sent carriages to bring them closer to the city. For now, we will create a spacious area for them, shelter and food outside the city. For now. So feel free to go and join them, tell them what is happening, and return to us after you've acclimatized. And then Marshal Vendry will sort of snap to attention and sort of say, "We need to work together. I understand that you have unorthodox methods. These are unorthodox times. I shall do my best to try and adjust to how you operate. Return to us when you've settled and established yourself, and we'll see what we can do about your first missions." Okay.
We'll just nod at the orders. Is there expectation?
And he'll wink at the captain or whatever she is. The dear.
Go on, Jake. I'm ignoring Lewis. The first time I've ignored him today, so I'm doing all right.
I think Hal will nod. And is the expectation that we're going to go to some kind of quarters within the city? We're not going to return to Mayor Rave.
You guys
go that way?
Yeah, sorry, I skipped over that bit. I've so much to remember for this session. So you're going to be offered digs at the barracks. You're going to be offered rooms and a salary and access to the kitchens. But she's saying for now, go back and tell your people. So go back to Raven, and Darrett will come with you for now to tell them what you've done and what has happened.
Yeah, I think Hal's going to turn around and prepare to leave. And head back towards Mayor Raven so we can pass on the news. Hal's going to kind of take the knee and he's going to kind of say, like, thank you for your aid, and we will honour you with our service. And then he's going to kind of stand up, rise, and then look to be dismissed.
Okay, yes. In which case, Marshal Vendry straight away dismissed. So are you just so I can be fully aware of it? Are you all saying yes to this? Are you all becoming lieutenants in the Kalaman military?
I mean, from Hal's perspective, he doesn't really want to take on the
mantle.
Yeah, like because he's already, I guess, like sworn to an order.
I think Micah would kind of be on the same page in that, like, he sees himself as representing Paladine and Paladine alone. Like, he's not kind of someone that's facing for other organizations. But I also think that he'd probably believe that it's kind of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours situation. Like, we're not in a position to kind of turn down an offer like that. Like, we need their help.
Okay.
How can we flavour it as Theron kind of accepts it? He gets kind of like a burning sensation as he does it. That scroll falls out. He's like, "What about that?" He picks the scroll up.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
And he's kind of
Yeah. So you all, that's three of you with sort of torn allegiances. Then really is what you're alluding to. So that takes us to Edda.
Edda's loyal to his friends, so whatever they decide, I'll just follow.
So Darrett will sort of, as you're walking out, will push you further towards the exit. Now Darrett will say, "Listen, I've got you. I'll make sure we're going to need support. If we need anything, run it through me. If you want to think of me as your liaison, if you want to think of me as your handler, I'm not sure what the situation's going to be going forwards, but we're in this. This is war. We need an army to fight a war. This is where we get the army. So I'm in. Can I count on you to help me in this?"
Is
Okay,
it
my only question is the whole. They said they'll help the refugees, but then there was this ominous "for now."
Well, I think it's as long as we help them.
Is it though? But I'm following you guys. I'm just
We have their aid. We have
Tate's
their aid.
looking very tight-lipped.
We have their aid for now. Hal's going to kind of almost be briefing Darrett on kind of what his expectations are, though, whilst he's serving as this interim. And I know he's kind of gone very independent about this, but I was like, Becklin would expect you to ensure that the people of Vogler are kept safe.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances, although you're looking after, you're helping and supporting us with Kalaman's defence, you need to ensure that the people are looked after. Remember, Becklin wanted you to be a knight of Solamnia, and Becklin wanted you to swear your knightly vows, and as part of that, it's defending the weak. Just remember those things. And although you may not always be in my sight, you still remain to be my squire. And if you indeed intend to progress to your knighthood, then you must display those values. And he's going to kind of chun to these, like he's going to basically be boring his ear off about what it means to be a knight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he'll agree, and he'll very patiently listen to all of this, and he'll say, "No, I get it. I agree." What I'm going to do is you continue this discussion. This is a long discussion that you're all having. Should I? Shouldn't I? What do we do? What do we do? So if you'll forgive me for this, Lewis, because I'm going to take you out of Kalaman again. So you'll be going back in to sort your thing with the scroll on another session. I don't want to get into that tonight. But as you get back, as you're still having these discussions, you arrive back at the makeshift camp of the Voglarians. I forgot what I was going to call them. Voglonians. The people from Vogler. And there is hundreds of wagons with food, clothing, and transportation. And Mayor Vogler approaches you as you arrive back, and she'll say, "Thank you again. I seem to be spending most of my time dealing with the sick and the poor, and the other half thanking you guys for what you're doing. This is more than we could have asked for." And they're going to transport us to outside of the city and give us everything that we need to survive. This is well done. This really is remarkable.
It wasn't us. It was Baccharis.
That's nice to know. I was just going to say, where is Lord Baccharis?
We had to go and get his drawers changed. It was quite embarrassing, actually. And his son got caught with some pornography. Terrible times. Got escorted from the grounds.
Look.
Anyway.
You don't need to thank us. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the original envoys that went into the city did not have the people of Vogler's interests at heart, and were intending to organise a rallying force to charge for Vogler and recapture it. Fortunately, we managed to intercept their message, and the governors of Kalaman have agreed to send this aid. The only caveat is the four of us lend our service to the governing body of Kalaman and act as part of their army. And I believe for now that is our intention.
Oh,
It keeps the people safe.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because what we've been having discussions as we've settled. A lot of us want to join as well. I think once we're established, I mean, I have nothing. I'm not mayor anymore. I'm not mayor of anything. So yeah, a lot of us have decided to join.
I think Hal would place his hand on Raven's shoulder though, and he'd say, "Well, you have been a leader for these people, and now in their time of need, they will still look to you to guide them.
Yeah,
If
that's
anything,
kind.
that mayorship is more important than ever."
I think Theron had kind of walked by at this point as he's kind of strutting along towards his little campfire and he'd slap her on the arse as he does with everybody and go, "You can have my rank. I don't need it."
That's I think on someone this young, that's called a sexual assault, Lewis. But you know what?
Would I see Theron going to slap her ass?
Sure.
If would I have time to react?
If you're going to thaumaturge to make it sound like a proper fruity thwack, then yes.
I was actually gonna cast hold person right before he connects, so he just freezes.
Did you know if
Wicked.
it fails, can it be the biggest whack ever in history? So it almost echoes throughout the caverns.
Sure. I believe
She has to take
it's
damage.
I believe it's a wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
My DC is 15.
Is it a wisdom saving throw?
I think so. I'll double check now. Yeah, wisdom save or paralyzed
Right.
duration.
Let's because go on, Lewis.
What do I need to be? 15?
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw.
The Emperor. Oh, the Emperor doesn't protect.
The Emperor stops fruity thwacks.
I would just
This is why I support chaos.
as Theron goes to slap her behind, I clock him, just kind of clear my throat and make eye contact, and then as soon as I lock eyes with him, he just freezes up.
Well, thank
And
you,
then I'll
Josh.
just, that's okay. I'm an ally.
yeah.
Everybody just watch. I'm not a pervert. I'm playing the character.
So it's just Theron that's the pervert, right?
Yeah.
Everybody just wait until I play this chaotic barbarian that I'm on about doing. Ooh.
I'm just glad I'm not the dungeon master for that one, Lewis. So we're at quarter to 11 now. So if you're happy, then gents, we'll because it was quite a heavy session for establishing Kalaman, but I think hopefully we're there in terms of where we're going to go from the future. So what I'd like to do for next session is I'm going to start by asking you where you want to go in Kalaman. I know Theron has business in Kalaman. Whether you want to do it next session or whenever you want to do it is fine. And then we're going to go straight in with the reporting for duty to start missions for the Kalaman militia, if that's all right with you, chaps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so I've got a bit of prep work to do.
2 weeks, isn't it?
Is it 2 weeks?
25th, isn't it? No, 26th.
Yeah, it's 25th.
I'll
Yeah,
make sure we
25th.
can all do it. 25th, I can all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Avernus next
Excelsior.
Sunday, isn't it?
It felt the all.
Yeah.
When is that? Next Saturday?
No, week on
Next
Saturday.
week on Saturday. So 19th Sunday is Avernus, if anyone can make it.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Okay. Nice one then, gentlemen. If anyone has watched and isn't offended by